Hello, welcome to VNT TV. In this video, I'm going to be telling you the story of Fred Walter and his wife, Rosemary Walter. So, at first, I'll begin by Fred was born in a small town, and according to the story, when he was little, he was exposed to sexual abuse in his household. Claims, according to him, he claims that his father had sexual relationship with his daughters, that's the sisters, and it was suspected too that he was sexually abused by his mother, although this information was never confirmed by him, like the father's story that he abused and has sexual relationship with his daughters. The story continues by exploring on how Fred was very, very close to his mother. His mother loved him. She was so close to him. In fact, when he was punished for not doing well in school or for breaking the law at school, his mother will go to his school physically to yell at the teacher for doing so. He loved his son Fred, and although he was very, very unattractive, he loved his son. And at the age of 15, Fred has to leave school. He was very, very illiterate. He was an illiterate. And at this age of 16, he started to work at a farmhouse. He was working at the farmhouse until his accident. And at the age of 17, he had an accident and fell from a motorcycle. This led to him being operated with a metal plate on his head, and he broke his leg, making one of his legs shorter than one. And this at the age of 19, Fred has already started molesting young ladies, and then he was convicted for molesting a 13-year-old girl at the age of 19, though he was not convicted because the doctor said that he suffered from epileptic fits, and then his family had to disown him due to this attitude. He was disowned by his family and was sent to live with his aunt. But 2 years later, his family had to welcome him back. They accepted him back, and there he was working. He found a job a construction job, but was fired for stealing there. And when he went back to his hometown, because his family accepted him back, he resumed a romantic relationship he had with an ex-girlfriend named Catherine Renner. And this lady this lady already was pregnant before Fred could come back. He was pregnant for a Pakistan man, but Fred did not care. He went on to marry Renner. Just two months after getting back together with Renner, he married her, and they both moved to Scotland. There in Scotland, um, Renner and Fred were together, and they later have their own child and Maria. And there, Fred worked as a truck driver for an ice cream truck. He worked as a driver to an ice cream truck, and there he had access to uh many young ladies, and I think this influenced his action in later life. And there there in Scotland, there was an accident when he ran over a 4-year-old boy with his truck, and this wasn't entirely his fault, but this made him to move. He moved from Scotland to another location, and there he was still with Rena, and but during this time, their marriage was already collapsing, and at that time, Rena left home. He left Fred and moved, but later come back only to find Fred. with another woman named McFall. And this McFall was persuading Fred to divorce Fred to divorce Rena. But eventually, Fred killed him. He slaughtered him, dismembered him, and buried her. In these events, and his wife Fred left him for good. He left the marriage and left the children with Fred. And Fred was suspected to have killed again, and he killed a 15-year-old girl named Mary Bastion who disappeared from a bus stop. He was suspected to have killed the young girl, and later on, and when his mother finally died, and his action changed, his attitude changed, his behavior literally changed. He started to commit many petty thefts and changed jobs a lot. And that was when he started working as a driver to a bakery truck company, and he met his future wife, Rosemary, who would later become an accomplice of his.